When you're doing handstands on flat ground, obviously when you're up in the air, you are using your fingertips and your palms to keep yourself balanced. So when you're falling forward, you press in with your fingertips. When you're falling backwards, then you press down with your palms. So what's different about parallettes is that instead of using your fingertips and your palms, you have to use your wrists in order to balance. All right, guys, and the second difference between doing handstands on flat ground versus parallettes is the kick up. So if you're on parallettes that are about this height, or even parallettes that are a bit closer to the ground, you're still gonna have to kick up harder than you would if you're on flat ground. And that's because the higher a surface is, the more you have to use momentum and force in order to exert yourself up to that same place. So on these, it's a bit tricky, and at first I had a hard time because I would never kick up enough to be able to hold myself at that right position. So I would always kind of go just like 3/4 of the way, and I wouldn't be able to hold myself and have myself locked out because I wouldn't kick up hard enough. So the first thing that you want to focus on is kicking up harder when you're on parallettes, but not too hard, because if you use too much momentum, you're going to have a hard time being able to control your body and engage the right muscles. So it's about just having a lot of repetition and practice to know how hard you need to kick up. And the third thing that y'all should be focusing on, which is pretty similar to doing handstands on flat ground, is to keep your entire body tight and engage your core especially. So what I've found is that when you keep your whole body as straight of a line as possible, because I know for me, my shoulders aren't that flexible and I'm still working on it to be able to hold a completely straight handstand. But once you're up there, just focus on having your whole body tight, especially your core, and having your legs straight with your toes pointed. When you move on to parallettes, it opens the door to a lot of other skills that you can learn too, such as the L-sit to handstand, the handstand to elbow lever, and a lot more. So when you get parallettes, it makes training a lot more fun and a lot more versatile, and you can kind of surprise yourself with what you can do. But yeah, when it comes to calisthenics, it's all about just the journey and realizing that it's going to take time to build the skills that you want. It's going to take hard work. So keep that in mind as you go along. Don't give up just because you don't get something in 2 to 3 weeks. It might take longer, and that's the beauty of doing calisthenics. So with that, I'll leave you guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.